This is the Sixth Man Show, an Orlando Magic podcast, with your hosts Luke Sylvia and Jonathan Osborne, covering all things Magic basketball. By fans, for fans. Go Magic. What's going on, Orlando Magic fans? You guys are back with the Sixth Man Show. It is January 20th, 2022. Jonathan Osborne here. As always, I am joined by my co-host Luke Sylvia. Luke, I am tired. I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of waiting for Mo Bamba to match his potential. I'm tired of guys getting hurt. I'm tired of this season. Quite frankly, I'm tired of this team right now.
Okay.
I'm tired of sucking. I'm tired of turning on the games every single night, thinking this is the night that we're going to figure it out. And I know the team's hurt. I know there's so many guys that we're missing. But it just sucks to turn the TV on every night. And this is as fun of a first half that we've had in God knows how long. The Mo Bamba thing, we'll talk about it a little bit later, was absolutely incredible. And then the second half that we just watched, where you have a 10-point lead at the half, and I think in the second half the Magic were down by as much as 20, 24 points in this game. It just really perplexing. How are you, Luke?
I'm about as good as you. You're doing great at expressing your emotions, so I'm proud of you. Man,
so proud.
I'm not gonna say I called the Mo Bamba thing. We can get into it.
You called the second
later.
half. We'll talk about it later. But you did. You and Kevin were kind of both on that.
In agreement.
And I was waiting for that sixth point to be like, suck on that, but it never happened.
Yeah. So
the sixth thing that happened was his foul when he fouled out of the game with like 6 minutes left.
Yeah. So we'll get to that, but yeah. And as you can see, I'm repping a Goodwill find, Nebraska
Cornhuskers, dude.
Cornhusker hat, mainly because in Nebraska, the great state of Nebraska, the great gun-toting corn. What's the word I'm looking for here? Infest is not the word. Corn is of no shortage here in Nebraska. Jonathan just went to grab his Magic hat that is very pretty and white. 19.
This isn't a thrift store find.
It looks like it could have been.
Shout out to Macklemore. No, you know where? I don't know that we've talked about this on the pod yet, Luke. I know I've told you about it, but it's called Depop. So shout out to Garrett, or better known as G, from Orlando Magic UK. He put me on a Depop a few months ago, and it's like this eBay for vintage clothing.
Interesting.
So I bought like a old school Penny Hardaway jersey on there. I bought this 1995
and it's legit stuff or what?
Magic hat. Yeah, this is like legit like retro starter hat. I gotta mess with the shape of the front. It's kind of wonky. I've been watching some YouTube videos. I think there's a way to reshape the front of the hat. But yeah, it's all legit stuff. Some of it is incredibly expensive because vintage is, the drip now. But Depop is where it's at. I don't mean.
Dude, they have this. No, you're fine. And I'm gonna finish that thought. I'm on the website right now. They got a windbreaker, a Magic windbreaker that is gray, purple, and turquoise with the Magic
90s,
logo on the back and the old logo, obviously, for $50. I don't even know what size it is, but I'm guessing you have to click on it to find out.
I've seen it on eBay, and I've seen it a couple of times on Depop. There's this pullover sweater, I think it's from the early 90s, of this magician. I think he has a basketball. He's like pulling a rabbit out of a hat. It is the most dope sweater I've ever seen. If we have a wealthy listener out there and you want to get me a late Christmas present, it's like $240. It's that old. It's in pristine condition. And it is so, that is the absolute definition of drip. I don't say that word, but that is the definition. That is the epitome, Luke, of drip.
They have a Penny shirt I'm looking at. It says, "Hey, Penny, Penny," and it's Penny, and it just his head, and it says Big Penny next to it, and then it's got Little Penny next to him, and it's $200.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's crazy. I'll have to look at this.
Very expensive, but man, if you're looking for vintage Magic stuff,
they got like a Magic flag that's $10, and it looks pretty decent size. So they got some stuff. How was shipping? How was shipping on it?
shipping funny, and I don't even remember the seller's name, so I apologize. Shipping funny enough, so the guy ships me my like jersey, and I think it was like if you spend $50 or more, it's like free shipping or something like that. The guy sent me the jersey. I didn't file like any types of complaints or anything like that, and just sent me my money back. So I got a Penny Hardaway jersey for free.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't have any idea how it happened. Just sent me my money back.
So just
I'm not
buy
saying
something.
That's going to happen to you on Depop, but that's
buy
what
something
happened to me.
expensive on Depop, and then just hope you get refunded for it.
I guess.
I think that's what I'm telling you.
It was only like $50 or $60.
Yeah.
For a vintage Penny jersey. Like
yeah.
You spend 3 times that much for a new jersey at the arena.
So this is my last thing here. I'm going to basically finish what I started. You took your headset off, so you didn't hear me fumble through what I was trying to say. But the great state of Nebraska, I was just describing it. A lot of corn.
Oh yeah.
And gun-toting Americans around these parts and all that fun stuff. But
about to get canceled?
No. It's a fact. That's what these people are here. Anyway, no, I was just saying that like Nebraska, like the University of Nebraska in Lincoln is like the identity of so many people here. So Lauren went to Goodwill and she came home with this, and I was like, "Got it for you," and it was like $2 or something like that.
Can't be mad at that.
No, especially just like to fit in Nebraska. You're telling me I don't have to wear a gator hat and get ridiculed for getting beat by them in the national championship back in the 90s because that's the only thing they can cling to. Anyway, yeah. So I got this. Yeah, my wife, she gets great finds. Got like a kid's kitchen for Harper for $25 yesterday, and she found it on Amazon. Same one, works perfectly. Same one, found it on Amazon for $220 or something like that.
Dude, I was gonna say I saw that on your Instagram today, and I was like, how much are they dropping on kids' toys? Because my kids have a few of those like play kitchen sets, and like you can pay $70-$80 for one, and it's just a plastic piece of crap. When I saw yours, like it looked like Chip and Joanna Gaines had remodeled Harper's bedroom and built a kitchen in there.
I'll have to show Lauren this episode. She's gonna really appreciate that.
100%.
Her love language is good finds at Goodwill.
Lauren, good on you.
Yeah.
Like, great find.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the thrift store, folks.
No.
Don't act like you're too good for the thrift store, Salvation Army. And can we please stop acting like we're too good for like Taco Bell and Burger King and all that? Like, we've talked about this on the show before, but that is like a real big pain point with me. Acting like all of a sudden because we're adult and we have adult money, we're too good for the dollar menu.
It just
like,
means you can buy more tacos.
Yourself. Yeah, exactly. Come on now. All right, I feel a little bit better now. I've got to admit. So, just a couple of housekeeping things that we normally do. If you guys have not left us a review, if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can leave ratings now. If you guys could give us a 5-star rating, if you're on Apple, give us a 5-star rating and a review. Really helps out the podcast. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, it's like upwards of 60% of our viewers are not subscribed to the YouTube channel. So if you guys are enjoying the video, first of all, smash that freaking like button, the thumbs up, and then subscribe, guys. It takes 2 seconds. You don't even have to stop playing the video to hit the subscribe button. So please subscribe. And then we want to shout out our patrons. So if you haven't heard, which you probably have, we have a Patreon now where we have 3 tiers of membership, some great benefits, helps financially support the show so we can continue to do this and do what we love. But we like to shout out our patrons. Shout out to Court Cousins, Drew Gooden, Armin, Keith Garcia, Zico, Carson Tulo, Nathan Lynn, Ellis, Jonathan Borges, Norm L., Magic Player History, Giulio Bailey. I'm starting to not be able to do that in one breath, Luke, as the list is slowly growing over time. But we love you guys so much. Really appreciate the support. All right. So since the last time that we talked to our listeners, last time that you guys heard from us, the Magic have lost games. Stop me if you've heard this before. They have lost 2 in a row. They lost on Monday at home to the Portland Trail Blazers, 98-88. They lost tonight. We're recording this on Wednesday night. You guys will hear this on Thursday. But tonight we lost to the 76ers, 123-110. Luke, we are going to start with the game against the Trailblazers. So,
yay.
This game, so not to get too gross, if you guys are squeamish, you might want to fast forward 30 seconds to a minute. Monday, I had to get a pretty significant ingrown toenail removed. this night watching this game, I had my foot up. My foot is absolutely throbbing as like the anesthetic, whatever, the numbing wore off of my foot. And watching this game was more painful than my foot, Luke. The Magic shot 37% from the floor in this game, 25% from three, 60% from the free throw line, 16 turnovers in this one. Just look at the box score. Yusuf Nurkic, 21 points, 22 rebounds. The Magic, again, without Wendell Carter, as he's been out with a sore hamstring. And like Yusuf Nurkic just completely had his way with the Magic all night long. They get good performances from Nasir Little, 13 points. CJ McCollum playing his first game in quite a while after he had a collapsed lung.
Why not make your return against the Magic?
Bring CJ McCollum back against the Magic because of course you would do that.
Right.
16 points, not incredibly efficient from CJ, but it's still CJ McCollum. He's a problem. And then Anthony Simons, 13 points. And then Ben McLemore, 21 minutes, 14 points off of the bench. So I wanted to bring up Ben McLemore last with his 14 points off of the bench. You know who led the Magic in scoring, Luke?
Tell me.
Franz Wagner and Mo Wagner. Each of those guys had 14 points. Those were our highest scores. Those were actually, apart from, Gary Harris and Jalen Suggs also scored in double digits. We had 4 guys scoring double digits. No one scored over 14 points. And, just terrible offensive night out of the Magic, Luke. I know you've got a couple of nuggets for us.
Yeah, well, one of them, Jonathan, is the fact that the Magic are the NBA's worst team at home. The Magic are 2-16.
It just keeps getting better, doesn't it?
2-16 at home, which honestly probably is falling under the radar because the Magic just have 8 total wins on the season anyway. So it's like, but they're
bad.
They're 3 times as good on the road, I guess, when it comes to a win. I don't know. And like you said about McLemore there, the Magic get, within 9 in that third quarter. McLemore decides that he's just going to hit 3 3-pointers and 2 free throws during that run. So that's where, his points came. But yeah, and also the Magic are 0-20 now when they fail to score 100 points. So, guys, if there's a night that you think Magic just aren't going to score, 100 points, you can probably just bet on them to, not...
Bet your life savings.
You can bet them to not cover the spread, and you can also bet them not to win. I don't even know if they release those odds anymore, because it could be minus something stupid, minus 10,000 odds or something ridiculous for the Magic to lose, or for the other team who you're going with there. So, yeah, those are my fun but not so fun nuggets there for you, Jonathan.
Look, somehow the Magic have a better away record than 3 NBA teams, including the Portland Trailblazers, by the way.
Wow. Trailblazers
are 4-14 on the road. Magic 6-22. I mean, I guess when you talk about the winning percentage, it's probably a little bit worse. Indiana Pacers, Detroit Pistons 3-17, 3-19. So, the Magic, I believe, have played more road games than any team in the NBA to start the year. There was a large stretch of this season where the Magic still had the number 1 remaining strength of schedule in the entire NBA. So, the schedule makers this year were just Eli Manning, double birds to the Orlando Magic this year. Screw the Magic.
Yeah.
And the best part, Luke? We're still going to end up with, the 4th or 5th pick in this draft.
Absolutely. And the one last thing I want to add here about this Blazers game, Jonathan, then you can add whatever you want, or we can move on, whatever you want. We can, take that break. What I was going to say, the Magic shot 37.8% from the field against the Blazers. The Blazers shot 41%. Magic shoot 25% from 3. Blazers shoot 20%. The Blazers have 17 turnovers. The Magic have 16. This is the game you need to win. You absolutely have to. You're at home. I know you're abysmal, but you're playing against a team that is also terrible on the road, as you just said. Whatever it was, 4-14, whatever that record was, on the road. If it is that close in terms of percentages and turnovers, you have to win those 50-50 games, and you can't get beat by the likes of Ben McLemore. Which they did, and Nurkic, who, no disrespect to Nurkic, but he beat the Magic the other night pretty much by himself with an inefficient CJ McCollum and one good run by Ben McLemore to basically score all of his points for the night. So,
yeah, I mean, we've talked about this all year long. If you don't get killer performances out of both Cole Anthony and Franz Wagner, you're just not going to be able to win games. Throw in the fact that we did not have Wendell Carter in this game, whose defensive presence, ability actually to go get you a bucket sometimes, hit the mid-range jumpers. He's a beast on the glass. If you don't have him, especially against a guy like Nurkic, he's just going to feast the entire night, which is exactly what happened. We weren't really going to have like a sidebar on Cole Anthony, but I just want to point out over his last 10 games, averaging 15 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, but he's shooting 32% from the floor and 27% from three.
Yeah.
Which on the season is almost 4 points lower than his average, 7 percentage points lower than his field goal percentage, which is being kind of pulled down by the last 10 games. And he's down to 33% shooting from the three-point line in the season. So, like, the crazy hot start that Cole Anthony got off to this season, he is, like, very much come back down to earth. And I feel like 10 games, and this is the thing, like, it hasn't been 10 straight games that he's played. Like, he's been, like, in and out of the lineup with the ankle injuries, and he's starting to look a little bit more explosive, so I want to hold off. But if we get another, week or two of this Cole Anthony, then it's time to be concerned.
Yeah. I mean, you start to think, like, is this reverting back to what we saw last year?
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say it.
Now that is strictly from an efficiency standpoint. Last year finishes 39.7% from the field, 33.7% from three. Both of which are better than the splits that he's got right now. So, obviously, we wouldn't go as far as saying this is Cole from his rookie year, because I think that would be dumb to say, considering his season he's had so far. This could just be a slump, very much so. I mean, Cole is a chucker by every sense of the word. Now, the reason you might stop calling him a chucker in a way that a chucker stops getting called that is they're hitting shots. Right now, he's not hitting shots, so as far as I'm concerned, he is chucking. I was just happy to see that tonight against Philly, he didn't, he didn't shoot too terribly from the field, whereas he did shoot that, pretty badly from three.
Yeah, if you just go back, it's like when he came back from, the ankle injury and then played like a stretch of games and then went back out, like, that second time that he went out, which was like right before, you play at home versus Miami, and then it was the kind of like the mini road trip at Brooklyn, at Atlanta, which were like right when COVID started right there. He just has not been efficient, like since coming back. So he had the one game against New Orleans, and then he missed 5 straight games, 22 points, 43% from the floor. So still fairly efficient. But really the last 7-8 games now, we're looking at a 26-point game, shot 42% from the floor, a 19-point game, 27% from the floor, a 19-point game, 35% from the floor. Just not having the same offensive output, and the efficiency hasn't been there either. So right now, I'm still willing to chalk it up to the fact that he just hasn't been healthy.
Yeah.
And maybe he's going to work back into that, because we're seeing some of the explosiveness return. But it also doesn't feel like he's been quite as aggressive either. But maybe that's because he knows he just hasn't really had it going. And I don't know, maybe the losses are getting to this team now, Luke, because they've lost 13 out of their last 14 games now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if we go back a little bit further than that, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, it's 20 out of their last 23 that they've lost. So maybe the losing is finally starting to get to guys. You're starting to see that a little bit, like them get frustrated during games. The body language isn't always great. And it really feels like, especially the last 2 games, now that Mosley's been out with COVID and like Jesse Mermis has been assuming the head coaching duties, like the energy does not seem the same without Mosley on the sidelines. And I think that speaks a lot to Mosley and kind of the mentality that he's able to kind of mold this team into and the energy that he brings. But, yeah, hasn't really felt the same lately. All right, Luke, let's take a quick break, hear from our friends at Manscaped, and then we will break down tonight's game at Philadelphia. Guys, cheers to 2022 and resolutions you can actually keep. How about having clean and shiny balls all year round? Our sponsors at Manscaped are here to save your balls this year and make the ball drop into 2022 the cleanest and sexiest ever. Set your first New Year's resolution with good intentions and join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with our exclusive offer. Go to manscaped.com and use code SIXTH, that's SIXTH, for 20% off plus free shipping.
And inside the Performance Package 4.0, you'll find the Signature Lawnmower 4.0. This electric trimmer is designed to trim hair on loose skin. The advanced skin-safe technology reduces cuts and nicks on your delicate nuts. It also comes equipped with a 4000K LED spotlight that will shine a light to the promised land 2022 looks to be. A grooming routine isn't complete without applying Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver before showing off your 2022 self. These unique formulations take care of the smelliest part of your body and are a big boost to your confidence into the new year. To complete the set, Manscaped threw in their Shed travel bag and anti-chafing boxer briefs as free gifts to keep all your goodies stored comfortably.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SIXTH at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code SIXTH, SIXTH. It's New Year, no pubes in 2022 with Manscaped. Okay, Luke. So this was truly, and I just realized I didn't do a post-game video tonight. Not to be gross again, but after the game I had to change all my bandages on my toe, and I totally forgot to do a post-game video tonight. So but you guys are getting a podcast tomorrow, so you can live with it, I think.
Right.
But this was truly the tale of two halves. Okay? Yeah. The first half, one of the craziest performances that we have seen in quite some time. Mo Bamba with 28 points in the first half, 7 threes in the first half, 3 blocks. It was just absolutely ridiculous. Started the game, relatively well. I think he scored 8 of the Magic's first 10 or 12 points. But then, he just had this stretch in the second quarter where he just went nuts. And just Magic Twitter is collectively what the hell is going on with Mo Bamba right now? Mm-hmm. It was just there was a stretch where he hit 2 or 3 threes, had a dunk, was grabbing every rebound, had 2 blocks in a row. It was just crazy. It looked like the reincarnation of Hakeem Olajuwon, who had just spent the last 30 years shooting three-pointers and then went back in time and was just dominating. Obviously, it goes without saying, this is Mo Bamba's the best game of his career night for Mo Bamba. 25 when he hit 25 in the first half. That was his career high. Had 28 going into the half. And the Magic were up 10, Luke. And this was wow, this game was really fun. Joel Embiid was in a little bit of foul trouble, although I think he had close to 30 points in the first half as well. Embiid ends up with 50 points on the night. But, man, what a great Mo Bamba game that the Magic end up just, really completely wasting. I mean, it all comes down to Joel Embiid, right? 50 points, 17 of 23 from the floor, 15 of 17 from the free throw line. I didn't realize, my goodness, he shot that many free throws. And the Magic weren't amazing offensively. I mean, in the first half they were. The second half just didn't have it. But 44% on the night, 51% from the three-point line, 75% from the free throw line. That's got to be good enough to win on the road.
Yeah.
In the Magic, it's not like they were playing terrible defense. Joel Embiid is just a superhuman freak of a man.
Yeah.
Who, he does this to everybody, though. And you're not going to get, he's 280, 290. Mo is 220, 230, on a good day. You ain't stopping Embiid. But this was just a really frustrating game because, again, great first half, great night for Mo Bamba. And then, the Magic just crapped the bed in the second half. Philadelphia, 47 points in the third quarter, outscored the Magic 47-23. Basically play to even in the fourth quarter. Magic score 30, Philadelphia scores 29, and yeah, you have a 13-point road loss, second in a row.
I mean, one of the better Magic games from an offensive output standpoint, right? Only 10 turnovers or 11 turnovers to Philly's 10. So, issue is good offense, but Philly had great offense essentially.
Yeah.
Shooting 54% from the field. Usually in a game where you shoot 51% from three, you win that game, especially when you shoot as many as 35 threes in the game.
We even had a good Chuma game.
Yeah, we did, and I was interested, Jonathan, because I wanted to see. Obviously, this game was all about Mo Bamba, right? I mean, you can make the first half about him, you can make the second half about him. With Mo, I was interested, so I went and found stats on Mo with and without Dell. So I went and did this, Jonathan. My favorite resource to do stuff like this with, for like quick things like this for research, is statmuse.com. If you guys don't use it, I'm sure you guys see them on Twitter all the time. They're always putting out stuff.
It's so easy. Just type in like exactly what you're
literally
looking for, and
what you're
just
looking
give it
for.
To you.
So Mo Bamba without Wendell Carter Jr. in 21-22 season. I was like, nothing really stands out here. So there's been 5 games. I was like, at first, nothing really stood out. Then I said, whoa, I know it's only 5 games, but Mo shooting 45% from 3. I don't know if tonight was factored in already. I have no idea. So don't come at me about that. And probably not. So it's probably a better percentage.
Probably close to like 50 now.
No, now if you're like me, you're wondering.
How many attempts is it?
It's relatively the same as with and without.
Like
he
3
shoots
attempts,
3.9.
Yeah.
With him and 4 without him. Now, if you're like me, you're wondering, okay, what is Wendell Carter or what is Mo Bamba, his normal 3-point percentage just on the year? He like shoots 32.6%, and he is shooting 45% in 5 games. Again, I understand smaller sample size, but I don't think that it's nothing. 45% from 3 on 4 attempts, and with WCJ, 34% on 3.9 attempts. So
it's something. I don't know if it's anything, but it's something.
I don't know. And then I also was like, okay, first half, second half. Obviously, he gets in foul trouble. He fouls out of the game. You keep playing him because you're probably not going to win if you don't. But shocking, the Sixers figured out the scouting report for the second half is don't let Mo do his favorite thing, which is just linger around the 3-point line and be a half step late on the closeout every time. Because that's all Philly did in the first half.
Yeah.
Kudos to Mo for hitting that many threes in a row. It doesn't matter how many, who's in your face, who's not in your face. Hitting that many threes in one half or in a game in general is not easy to come by. But Sixers made the adjustments in the second half, man, and that's just what you get. I also looked up Mo Bamba first half averages for this year. He's averaging 6 points a game in the first half. Really not much there. Second half, he's averaging 4.4. So there really isn't it's like a shot difference maybe. But all that to say, there wasn't much there. I was just trying to kind of do a deep dive on Mo Bamba and just kind of the trends there. The biggest one I could find was his 3-point percentage is higher without WCJ, and we saw that tonight.
Luke, I wanted to point this out because I just looked this up. I got a little nugget for you. Yeah. So tonight matches makes the 13th time the Magic have scored 10 or more points in a game, 110 or more points in a game this season. I just want to double check my math here. Math is not my strong suit. Yeah, so this is the 12th time the Magic have scored better, either 110 points or better. Yeah. They are 3-9 in those games.
It's a track meet.
It's unreal.
It's a track meet, and the Magic are the slowest team on the court every time, figuratively speaking. Because I mean the Magic, if they're scoring that many points, there's a great chance it's not because the Magic probably aren't playing great defense if they're playing great offense. We don't get to see those together very often, Jonathan. And that's the proof right there that's your record when you score 110 or greater. That's all you really need. It's ridiculous.
When the Magic score within 100 to 110 points, they are 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 and 8. So the Magic's goal every single night should be to score between 100 and 109 points, and they would almost be a 500 team.
Almost.
Like you mentioned, they have not won a single game this year where they haven't scored 100 points. So,
which I'd say is pretty.
It's pretty impressive. Honestly,
it's pretty impressive.
To be that
but
bad.
I think that it might be somewhat. Obviously common that like if you don't score over 100, this is an offensive league, that you probably lost that game. But also to not win a single game. You're telling me the Magic couldn't win a game 99-89?
The defense is trash, man. Like
it's terrible. The offense is awful
really
too.
Bad. The team's awful. Like you and I get on here every single week and we talk about this. How bad the team is. Like
nobody knows more than we do.
People see me in person like, "Oh, how's the team?" And I'm just like, "Oh, they suck." And people laugh. I'm like, "It's really not funny."
Do you see me laughing?
It's really quite sad. 28th in offensive rating, 25th in defensive rating, 29th in net rating. Oh, they're better than the Pistons in net rating. Let's go.
Wow.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Luke, I got about another 5 or 6 weeks, and then it's time for running Tankathon every week. I'm not bringing the helmet back. I threw that out last season. I'm not going to do that again. But yeah, we got 5-6 weeks before I hard pivot to the draft.
Yeah.
Hard pivot.
I'm surprised we've lasted this long, to be honest. But I'm just glad we lasted through December. We got through Christmas. Let it be known. This team did not get us through Christmas. We got us through Christmas.
Yeah. We each other, like the Magic community, we have toughed it through and gotten ourselves.
I haven't seen many Tankathons, which has been great. I've been proud of you guys. But honestly, from this point on
now because you said that.
That's fine. Honestly, I get it. It's kind of like, I'm not going to do it. It's like those people that play Christmas music in August. I'm not going to do it. But also, if you want to do it, that brings you joy to run Tankathon and dream about number one picks and gumdrops and rainbows. You guys go for it. I understand. This team's a lot of pain.
That doesn't exist in our reality anymore.
What number one picks
just don't exist anymore for us. Yeah, it's just it is what it is.
You have a Dwight Howard jersey?
I don't have a Dwight Howard jersey. I have a signed Dwight Howard jersey. I don't have one that I will wear. I forgive Dwight at this point, but I'm still not ready for that.
I think really? Anyway.
I can't put the jersey on yet, no.
I think that I would just want it for a lottery. I just give me all the luck in the world. I'm gonna get a bobblehead of Pat Williams from somewhere. Maybe Depop has that for me.
Maybe we get Pat Williams to show up to our draft lottery party.
He's a friend of the show.
Friend of the show. He's come on the show before. It's a great idea. That's just like lightning just struck my brain.
It's going to be really depressing, though, when he shows up and we have all this energy. And
hell no. Pat shows up, you're getting the number one pick.
Yeah. Do you give him a ping
pong ball and everything? Oh, yeah, baby. 100%.
Did he keep that? Does he frame that?
I don't know. I feel like that should be on display in the arena if it's not.
Why isn't it?
It might be. It might be. I don't know. It's been a while since I've
someone at the Orlando Magic. Let's spam them today and ask them. What you guys got over there? You got ping pong balls?
Yeah.
You got number one ping pong balls? I don't know. And then we can, real quick, Jonathan. Here, I don't know what you had planned next, but RJ Hampton's injury.
My God! Why did you have to remind me?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, totally forgot about that. So yeah, in the fourth quarter, RJ Hampton steps on a defender's foot with his right leg, and his left leg just kind of twists awkwardly, and he crumples to the floor holding his left knee in pain. He got up and walked off the floor in his own power. But yeah, we probably won't hear much until tomorrow morning, afternoon.
You could have just stopped after won't hear much.
Well, I mean, we'll hear about the initial injury. They're not going to give us a timetable,
right?
But yeah, we don't know what's going to happen there. Unfortunately, we hope he's going to be okay. So I tweeted this out almost immediately after it happened because we've seen so many of these injuries now, and if you follow Dr. Brian Soderer on YouTube or on Twitter. He is he's a doctor, and he's always posting immediate reactions to YouTube when players in major sports get hurt and try to like diagnose the injury and all that kind of stuff. So, being the now WebMD master that I am now, whenever you see a guy like kind of like the bottom of the leg kind of rotates inward, and then the whole leg and the knee like bends inward, and they call that like an inward like valgus, I think. That is pretty traditional amongst ACL tears. Now, RJ's knee did have that same kind of inward motion, but the left foot wasn't really planted to kind of rotate inwards. So I probably sound like a complete idiot right now, but I'm just hoping that's not the case with RJ. But Luke, I say this every time this happens to someone. If this is an ACL, I'm literally going to pray to God tonight that it is not, because I don't want RJ Hampton hurt. But if it is, Luke, at what point do we say, what is going on, guys? Because at this point, the odds of this all being coincidence is astronomical.
Yeah.
To have 3 guys like this tear their ACL within like a 18-month span, basically. It would just be crazy for that to be the case. And
we need that.
At some point, you got to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Even if it's not the training staff, like you got to change something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I think you need to. If this is
and
all
it sucks
chance,
to say that because I don't want anyone to lose their job. But at some point, the organization has to try to do something to stop this from happening.
I'll preface by saying I know little to nothing about injuries. I've never broken a bone.
Just say we know nothing.
That's true. We don't really know much, but I've never broken a bone before. I've not watched any surgeries really, besides like the one you sent me last week, Jonathan.
The ACL surgery is wild.
Yeah. So besides that and like pimple popping videos, that's like the most like things that I've ever watched. So
you're not supposed. I mean, we all watch them, but you're not supposed to tell people you watch them.
Ingrown hair videos, anybody?
Ew, dude.
But yeah. So all that to say, I don't, like you said, you don't wish to lose a job. Well, that's not true. I've wished coaches to lose their jobs. So how's this much different? They're dealing with health here at this point.
Coaches and like training staff, like the income, I'm sure is much different.
Right.
Like a coach gets fired, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, and I don't know what the details are there, but I will say, if this is coincidence and luck, or bad luck rather, just shift that all to the draft lottery. Just swap those, right? Give us the draft lottery odds and that luck that we have to our injuries. I think that would work it out better for us. So yeah, it's
It'd be great
depressing.
if it worked like that, but unfortunately, it really doesn't.
That is quite unfortunate. But
yeah.
So that's really. You have anything else that you're wanting to rant about?
I don't want to bury the lead here. We were going to talk about Mo Bamba, but we can just talk about Mo on Sunday. Mo's going to be.
We are here twice a week now, so we got time.
Do not get excited about what you saw tonight from Mo Bamba. Trust me.
I got so many people, the Bamba truthers, they're out here.
We were the Bamba truthers last year. You remember that?
No, absolutely, I remember, because we had a reason. But like now that he's gotten his opportunity, never mind. Monday's episode.
Monday we'll talk about Mo.
We'll talk about Mo.
All right, folks. Well, that is going to do it for us for this episode. Coming up on Friday at home, we are taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. And then on Sunday evening at home versus the Chicago Bulls. I am hoping to be in the building on Friday for the Lakers game. I don't know yet. And then Sunday is the Reddit get-together against the Chicago Bulls. Fortunately, I will not be able to make that, but I hope you guys are going, and I hope you guys all have a great time. I know that is going to be a lot of fun. So 2 more games this week, Luke. We'll be back on Monday to break it all down. Hope RJ Hampton is okay, and everybody take care until then. So for Luke Sylvia, this has been Jonathan Osborne. You guys are listening to The Six Man Show, and we will catch you guys next time. See ya! Thanks for listening to The Six Man Show. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and Stitcher to get new episodes downloaded directly to your phone. please take a minute to give us a 5-star rating and a review. It would really help us out a lot. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at 6 Man Show and like us on Facebook. We'll catch you guys next time. Go Magic.